audio. Yeah.
Test. Testicles 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. Eins, fein, drei. Yeah, the couch is part of the, that fits the theme of the whole building. Oh, fuck, I forgot to close that door.
I got it.
Close that door, please. Thank you. That'll help keep the warm air in. Yeah, that's what I've been working on lately, is I redid that wall so I could better climate control the studio here. Yeah, and made that door better, and because we just cannonballed through 3 episodes. Beth and I did one, and then she did one with the girls, and then I did one with Ricardo.
Cool.
And so in 1 week we recorded 3 episodes, so that really gave me some time on my hands. I'm remodeling the studio. I will use this time productively.
It looks good.
Thank you.
All right, but you got to tell me, okay, what is up with the $1, $5 on the walls?
Okay, that was an episode that almost was.
An episode that almost was.
I was going to have... It was supposed to be me, Ricardo, and my boy Eric. And we were going to talk about the origin of humanity, and Atlantis, and Lemuria, and Thoth the Atlantean, and spirituality. And the problem is, he was already 12 beers deep. And also he just had a lot of things going on, so he wasn't in the right headspace to sit here and talk about stuff. So he needed to go home and sleep it off.
I see.
Yeah, we were 40 minutes in, and I'm just I can't. Eric, sit down. Love the guy to bits, but that night he was not in the right headspace.
Gotcha. Oh, for whatever reason, when I saw that, I was thinking, all right, that's got to be some sort of...
now it's part of the studio, and it's a story to tell.
All right.
We're going to have him back in here. I'm going to give him some sodas to drink instead of beers. Or maybe I'll get him some really weak beer. I'll get him some O'Doul's.
Okay, there you go. Near beer. Get him some near beer.
O'Doul's is technically alcohol-free, so... As long as he doesn't know that.
Is it wait, are we swearing in this one?
Sure, why not?
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Who's calling me? Why? No, I don't know who that is. Go away. Shoo.
Is your phone wallpaper Freddy Krueger doing a dab?
That is Freddy Krueger doing a dab. I'm sorry. It was funny.
That is you in a picture.
Yeah.
Your love of because he is your man crush. Mm-hmm. Robert Englund is your man crush.
Yes.
But you're also a bit of a hipster.
If you say so.
You vape.
I do not.
You did.
For a while.
The first rule of being a hipster: never admit to being a hipster.
But I still smoke cigars from time to time.
That is not a hipster thing to do. That is depending on the quality of the cigar, that could be a refined gentleman's thing to do.
Okay. We'll go with that.
And that was something you and I had always talked about. It's I actually saw the memes, forget the man cave, bring back the study.
The study.
Yes, with the brandy goblets and the books and the globe and the wing-backed leather chairs.
Exactly, yeah.
It's you know what? I'm in. So that's kind of here I am.
It's improv. Yes.
Refined loosely. I've still got my Batman clock. My Spock, and fine arts is Spock and that. That's cool.
That is cool.
Charging across the tundra there. And that I made that. Well,
you put it together.
I put it together. Yeah. And then I found the frame I forget where I found the frame. Yard sale? I might think so.
I find some good stuff at yard sales.
Yeah. But you'll remember that Woodstock thing.
Yes, I do.
It's offshot. I'll have to get a picture of it.
But we found that at the gun show.
Fresno Auction Company.
The auction company. That's right.
Yeah, the auction. That was when I bought my Ranger. My Ranger shotgun.
Yes. Still got that?
Hells yeah.
All right.
Oh, out of my cold dead fingers. I mean, the price of ammo, I'm not exactly using it, but
Jeez.
yeah. I mean, God, have you? At the risk of just being a cranky old man, the price of ammo, god damn.
What's funny is years ago, while I was still
That's good ginger.
while I was in high school, a comedian said, "You guys want gun control? Don't do things with guns. Jack up the price of ammunition."
I think that was Chris Rock.
Yeah, and people laughed at that, and I thought that was hilarious. And now it's become reality.
I mean, when a bullet costs $1,000 a month, it's like you got to think really hard before shooting a guy. It's like, I get my tax return, I'm gonna smoke your ass.
So yeah, I remember thinking, wow, it's all come around now. Now the jokes are real.
I mean, there's been a lot of things that we all said as jokes back in the day. That there was another joke. I want to say it may have been Dave Chappelle or somebody along those lines. It's like, what caused the 2008 financial crash? Everyone said to themselves, "I'll bet you $1 million there'd never be a black president." They had to pay up. Oh, somebody in the comment section, let me know who that was. That was a quality joke, and it's still funny. It's still funny. Oh man. But yeah, bring back the study. Man things. That was something you and I had talked about a number of times. The man cave.
The man cave.
But also the League of Men.
The League of Men.
Yes.
Yes. Where we do things out of tradition and maybe a little bit of superstition, such as when you give someone a knife as a gift, the other person is required to hand the other person a coin. Whether it be a penny, whether it be a symbolic coin, whatever. Turn it into a transaction, because that symbolically, the knife cuts the relationship between those two people.
Okay. I had not heard that.
Yes, I love that.
I had not heard that. So the coin then turns it into a transaction and mends it.
Yes.
Ah.
That way the knife doesn't cut the relationship between those two people. And I say those two people because I don't want to be strictly just saying men. Between those two men. But
Yeah. I mean, so you could keep it general, but let's face it, it's usually men that
it's
do
usually
these
men that do
things.
this, yes.
It's usually men that use chainsaws. It's usually men that drive tow trucks. It's usually men that go out and blow stuff up for fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually men that rebuild engines. It's usually men that sign themselves up as Uncle Sam's lapdog, go off to some other country and do things because somebody told them to.
Exactly.
It's enlisting in the military is usually men.
Usually, yeah.
And those are all things that you could punch on your man card.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's something you and I had kind of talked about. Is something else. I love the memes. I love the old-timey boxer guy. The overly manly man.
Bully.
It's like, instructions? You mean manufacturer suggestions? Band-aids? You mean bitch stickers?
Straw? You mean sissy sucker?
Oh, God. Oh, man. I could spend a day on those memes.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all funny. But the League of Men, or the Council of Men.
The Council of Men, that's
Yes,
what it was.
that's what it was. So it's difficult to find a seat in the Council of Men. Of course it is.
Well, if it was easy, it wouldn't mean anything.
Exactly.
The best things in life are the difficult things to do.
Exactly. Though it sometimes comes a little bit easier for some of the manlier men.
Well, yes, but we can't all be Christopher Lee.
Exactly.
Going straight to the top, baby.
There you go.
Sir Christopher Lee. Sorry.
Exactly. You gotta get it right. All right. So, who would you see sitting at the Council of Men, and why?
Oof. Okay, so aside from the aforementioned Mr. Lee, modern times, historic times, just good visages, manly men to look up to?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go for a big one. President Lincoln.
Lincoln.
He is one
Yes.
of my favorite. Yes. He was a very manly man. He loved technology. He fucking loved shooting. He was a veteran himself. Fought, I think it was called the Blackfoot War. Grew up with an axe in his hand, and that was how he paid for himself to go through law school.
Oh, yeah.
Was good. He was a boxer.
Was he?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. He would box. And, like, he never went semi-pro or anything, but as a form of, just, it was a good athleticism. He liked it.
Athleticism. Yes. And let's get this off the table right now. Athletes. Okay. Not necessarily automatically allowed onto the Council of Men, but it helps.
Yeah, I wouldn't go Lance Armstrong.
No, definitely not. No.
Sorry, man.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. He can take his half testicle and leave.
Wow, really kick a guy where it hurts.
Look.
I would say kick him in the balls, but, well,
Look, he admitted to cheating, and I know. I know. He's not the only one that's cheating, but still.
well, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
I mean, come on. How many times did he take the win?
Too many. I don't know exactly because I'd have to look that up. My phone's being stupid. I've had really shoddy reception.
Yeah. I mean, and that's one big one that'll get you kicked off the Council of Men. Cheating.
Yes.
Unsportsman, being completely unsportsmanlike will get you kicked off right away. Right away.
Blatant cheating.
Blatant cheating, yes.
Now, there is a gray zone in there. What I was talking about here, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Okay, that goes back to Smokey Yunick. Most of NASCAR's, legend has it that most of NASCAR's standing rules today were things he went and did, and then they made it a rule that you couldn't do that again. His personal philosophy, if there's no rule strictly saying you can't, then you must be that you can. When NASCAR made a rule saying fuel lines from your fuel tank to the engine could only be, I think it was 3/8 diameter, inside diameter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't say how long it could be. All the way, you can get an extra half a gallon. You stretch that bad boy out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're taking on more weight because you've got more material, but you're going to get an extra gallon, half a gallon maybe, somewhere in there.
And that's where skill comes in, of course. Yeah.
It's going to give you an extra lap or two than the other guy. That could be the race right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was Don Yanko was I think Yanko and Smokey both would dip parked fenders and whatnot, because this is back in the 60s and 70s, back when NASCAR cars were still stock cars.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being that these cars were modified versions of what was available to the public. You could, you're watching the race. I know it's fucking bananas compared to what they are now.
Yeah.
Fiberglass shells over fucking giant roll cages. But back then, the idea was that you took a factory assembled car, gutted it, and made it a race car. You started with a stock car and then modified the holy bejeebies out of it. But in the end, it had to still resemble what was available on the dealership. That's why they had metal fenders and metal bumpers, and they still had the shape of the car.
Right.
So he would take things, Yanko and Smokey were two of the guys most profound for it. They'd take a fender, take it off, go dip it in acid. Thins it out.
I see.
I mean, one of them actually dipped the whole body and worked pretty great, as long as no inspector came up and went, "You're cleared to race," on the roof, because then the roof would just be like or crack or something.
Gotcha.
I think it was, oh god, but there's no rule saying you can't dip your stuff in acid. It's still a fender. It still looks the right way. It still fits the car. There's nothing saying you can't. Therefore, you can.
So cheating within reason. Gotcha.
Right. I mean, if the rule says don't do this and you do it, you've cheated.
There you go.
If there's no rule saying not to, it must be that you can.
All right. So I had. All right. So in the Marine Corps, Marines would often settle disputes or just for fun get into grappling matches.
You were good at those.
I got my ass handed to me many times. But there were times where, I came out on top. And you know what? We would cheat. We would cheat. And of course, the justification is, look, if we ever had to go hands-on with an enemy combatant, nothing is off the table.
No.
So if we're,
claw, bite, chew each other, gouge the eyes, whatever.
Yeah, if an elbow happens to find its way over to someone's throat, well, too fucking bad.
I mean, that's what it is when you're when you're fighting a combatant.
Yeah.
There are no rules.
Yeah, so that would always be the justification. Like, you cheated. Like, you rammed your throat into my elbow. I had no control over that. That's just how we fell. Oh, you have a concussion now? Well, we landed that way. That's your fault. I win. Like, we found our way over to the door frame, and the door just happened to slam onto your... so sorry. Get to Doc, though. Your dick. Grab your dick. Go.
Doc. Nobody touches Doc.
Nobody touches Doc. Nobody touches Doc. But, that was... you know what? Fighting is definitely up there with being able... You don't have to be able to fight. But it's so much as whether or not you can take your licks and get back up. Or, not be afraid of getting hurt.
I don't like getting hurt.
I don't like getting hurt either.
It hurts.
It does. And you know what? One of the last thoughts that goes through my mind whenever I'm getting into a fight isn't, I'm going to hurt this guy, is this is going to hurt.
Yeah, especially when you're 40. When you're young, fit, and in the Marines, and you're 22...
I still didn't want to get into fights.
Yeah, I know, but just getting thrown across the room, you might be able to shake that off a lot better than you do when you're 40.
Yeah?
And fat. I weighed myself. I'm a solid 208 today.
I have no clue how much I weigh.
I am fat.
It's okay.
I'm slowly coming to peace with it.
It's all right. Dad bods are in. You're fine.
No, it's not fine.
Well, okay. So
10 years ago, I was 30 pounds lighter.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years and no kid. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The dad bod. For whatever reason, people love to shit on that. Okay, stop. Dad bod does not mean that the person is weak. Okay? A more accurate depiction of Thor is Thor with a dad bod.
Really?
Yes, he was fat. Thor was fat. Because if he wasn't fighting, if he wasn't winning a war, if he wasn't conquering, that motherfucker was sitting, drinking ale, and eating.
That's what gods do.
That is what gods do.
They make merry.
Exactly. And that is what Thor did. Thor was fat. The Thor that we're used to seeing is...
Well, I mean, it doesn't look good when you're, the DCA movies.
Yeah. Now, you...
Or MCA movies, but...
the MCU movies.
MCU.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Some manner of letters.
Yes. All right. Now, the Thor that we see in the God of War movie, in the God of War video games, that's an accurate depiction. He's fat. He's angry, and you know what? He's all about fight. And that's what he was trying to get out of Kratos. He's trying to get a good fight out of him. He's trying to rile him up, and he wasn't getting that in the beginning. But ultimately, in the game, he does see the fight in him, and I think that's all he was really looking for. I haven't played the games.
Neither have I.
I have them. I'll get to it. Don't ruin it for me. I haven't even watched the playthroughs. I've seen some of the.
The only thing I know about it is the the Team 4-Star Renegade for Life playing of one of the God of War games.
Yes. I have. I played the first one and the second one. I've watched playthroughs of the third one. And which one are we on now? Jeez. I don't know. I bought 2 of them. I don't know how far along. I just barely
plugged in my PlayStation 2 yet this morning. I still have my Xbox. It's over here. I need to plug that in.
Sweet.
But it's been so long. I have no idea what my Microsoft login information is. So if I do start playing GTA, I'm gonna have to start over. I will be a rebadged noob.
That's all right. Well, we'll get you leveled up.
Start grinding missions.
I mean, when it comes to grinding on that game, it is still fun. It is still fun.
Well, not only that, but all the knowledge you learn on how to complete a mission efficiently is still there.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have the same tools when you're restarting, but you can still just go start out, get the shittiest weapons, take the ones you can find, always have enough ammo and, just save your money, stock up on ammo, body armor, snacks, and just mission out. Don't go spending your ton of money on vehicles and stuff. Get a good motorcycle and go. And that was something I goofed around a lot. I didn't know that you could just use the menu and start jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasted a lot of time before I started doing that. I would just go on sprees. It's a little government office, like on the side of the map. You leave town off going this way, and there's a government building. I would get one of their helicopters and just start robbing all the liquor stores because it's hard for the cops to chase you.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would grab a chopper, drop it right in front of the store, punch the clerk, take the money, get in my chopper, and take off. It's like you could easily lose a 2-star pretty quick.
Yeah.
3 stars take a little bit longer because that's when the police chopper shows up. And then you have to kind of cool it off for a while because 4 stars or 5, you're not getting away from the SWAT chopper in one of those little, ding dong choppers.
Yeah, well, that's why we hide underground now.
Yeah, that works too.
That works too.
I didn't know that then.
Yeah. you start to memorize where the underground tunnels are.
Yeah. Yeah. And the underground tunnels. But also you learn how to, get your sniper rifle and do Titan of a job.
Yes.
It's an easy 20 grand.
That is.
You just do that a couple of times.
Yeah, you start paying attention. You start paying attention to see when the double money and double XP is happening. You start doing those missions religiously.
Oh yeah,
and that's how you get so damn good at those missions because you've done them 100 times.
I could probably do all in the game in like no time.
Yeah,
because it's just you go in there, shotgun, dang, dude. There's those 3 guys standing in there, and then you get behind the SUV and you take cover behind that, and you just wait for them to come to you.
Yep.
Don't go chasing the NPCs. NPCs are stupid.
Yeah, let them walk into you.
That's right. That's kind of my method. That's where I run into trouble when actually playing against people, is because that's my default because of all the times I spent grinding out, I try to fight people the way I fight NPCs, and that doesn't work.
No.
I'm not an effective camper. I have very little gunfight skills. I'm an okay sniper. But as far as a dogfight, I'm no.
No.
And that's why I rely on explosives.
Yes. Fall out, start blowing stuff up.
Because a bullet may have someone's name on it, but landmines are more of a to whom it may concern.
Yes, but keep in mind, you get high enough in the game, you get explosive ammunition.
Oh, I never got that far yet.
Oh, it's so goddamn
I didn't upgrade
satisfying.
my terabyte and all that.
It is so goddamn satisfying. And when you see some asshole that's been bugging you, and you decide to go ghost and you hide on top of a building, you see him walk out and he gets into his car, you don't have to even aim directly at him, just blow out his fucking engine and gone.
Do you still have to pay for the car?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, unless you're both of you are presidents of whatever, your motorcycle club or whatever, then it's, all out war.
Oh, then it's turf war. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that was kind of one of
Or
those
maybe
things.
you do. I'm not sure. I
One
haven't
of those
played in a
things that
while.
was actually kind of neat because I'm crap in a dogfight, people would like chase me. They would grieve me. And it's like, you're just destroying my stuff. Thanks, guy. You know, it's like, I get in my car to get in the way and they would blow it up. And it's like, jerk. And it's like, now I got to pay Moore's Mutual, like 20 grand or something like that to get it back.
But no, if you're not the president of your company, or you're not a CEO or whatever, and they blow up your stuff, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Then they're just being assholes, and it's, of course, it counts against them. You
Yeah.
know, they're, you know, if they're just grieving you, if they themselves aren't president, then it's bad sport. Yeah. So
Okay.
and they get bad sport enough, you'll see the red players running around.
Oh, yeah. We've been red players a number of times.
Yes, we have. Usually
The
against each
30
other.
minutes the time we spent like 30 minutes driving a Phantom Wedge attached to your trailer, your up armored trailer.
It's great.
Oh my god.
So much fun.
The what is it, the rig, the special name for the rig,
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that thing that
fucking tactical semi that you had that was completely indestructible.
yeah, I love that thing.
It just worked out because there was no tires left on the Phantom Wedge, and that's what kept it from spinning out was the trailer.
Gotta even it out.
God damn.
Yes. And again, you know, blowing stuff up, having fun, goofing off. I think goofing off is one of the things that's required on the to be a member of the Council of Men.
The Council of Men.
Yes, have fun, for fuck's sake.
Well, okay, and it's not just fun, but also there's got to be an element of dangerous fun.
Dangerous fun, yes.
We have to keep up the tradition of, well, this is why women live longer. Women live longer, but men live more. That's my argument.
I am.
I will stand on that. I will die on that hill.
I am guilty of partaking. Okay, and even at an early age, for fuck's sake, I was a teenager. No, not even. I was a fucking preteen, and I was sneaking out of the house with a group of friends so that we can go see illegal street racing, and we were dangerously fucking close to these cars that were doing ridiculous spin outs, and yes, there was someone with the shitty huge radio listening to police
The police scanners.
yeah, police scanners, yeah. And that's how it went. And of course, when they heard that shit was going down, because these races lasted maybe 5 to 15 minutes before shit went down, and everyone, yeah, exactly,
Scatters.
I have no clue who the fuck was giving us rides. No clue.
You just got in someone's car.
I just got in someone's car. Like, where do you live, little homie?
Cops, let's go.
Yeah. And for those that didn't have a ride, they jump fences. I no fucking clue where the hell they went, but fuck it.
I did something about as reckless as that. I only did it once, but when I was living in LA, we went to a rave with my roommate and I. We went to a rave, and some girl there started hanging out with her friends, and decided, yeah, I'm gonna go with them tonight. Bye, Adam. I'll see you. You know, yeah, I'll find a way home.
Shit.
Went and hung out with them the rest of the night until like fucking the next, and the sun was like mid-morning, and they're like, okay, I gotta go. Like, oh yeah, you're still here. Yeah, I gotta go do these things. I gotta get you a ride home. Okay. And this is before Uber and Lyft. This is 2004.
Damn.
Yeah. So I just kind of went with people I did not know to a house. I had no idea where I was going, but I was so out of my gourd, it just seemed like a good idea. I mean, I didn't ingest anything, but let's face it, you're at a rave.
Yeah.
The air is like 80% secondhand smoke of God knows what. Mm-hmm. You don't have to partake to partake.
Yeah, that's about right.
So I was out of my
high.
I was out of my gourd on secondhand. I know that now. Yes.
You know, I haven't really been to a whole lot of raves, but the ones that I did, there's always the guy with the backpack that comes up. You guys want a party? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's the dealer.
Of course. Get the fuck out of here.
There's always somebody looking for Molly. Nobody. Have you seen Molly lately?
But, yeah, that fucker. Why was he always jacked? What the fuck?
Because he didn't want anybody to take a shit.
Well, yeah, I guess.
He better be jacked. He's carrying.
Yeah, but sometimes he'd be high as fuck.
Well, yeah.
So he'd be jacked and high as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no place for that guy on the Council of Men.
No, that's kind of a scumbag, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. A certain level of douchebaggery is definitely accepted at the Council of Men.
It's constructive.
Exactly.
I've been following the Fat Electrician's channel on YouTube, and there's definitely some men that he does. Have you seen his stuff?
A little bit.
Yeah, he does like 30-minute videos, 20-minute, 30-minute videos, and he'll follow people like War Daddy or I want to say his name was something like Jake McNasty McNeese, and he was kind of the guy that got Aldo Rain was based on.
Mm-hmm.
Buongiorno. We're going to hunt up some Nazis. Okay, that guy was loosely based on this because this guy went into World War II as a paratrooper.
Mm-hmm.
And playing up that the Native American heritage that he may or may not have had, he actually did shave himself into a mohawk and put on face paint.
Yep.
Jump at it, got up onto the plane, and he was just like...
Talk about the Nasty 13?
No.
Or the Filthy 13?
No.
Something like that.
His name was his nickname was McNasty.
Yes, and the group of men that he was in charge of ended up calling themselves the Filthy 13. That's if I'm thinking of the right person. They even dolled themselves out in war paint at some point.
Maybe that was them.
Yeah, I think that's who you're talking about. And I think the reason they called themselves the Filthy 13 was because they did not bathe. They were quite literally filthy.
Filthy.
Yes.
Yeah. Also the inspiration for the Dirty Dozen.
Yes. The Filthy 13 didn't last very long, unfortunately. There was something, I guess they got shot out of the air, and not all of them made it. So not all of them saw combat, unfortunately. Or maybe you could say they saw combat really, really quickly.
Still counts.
Still counts. They saw
dying
action.
in a war zone, no matter what, counts.
Yes. Now, the ones that did survive saw plenty of fucking action. And yes, he did survive. And I think at some point while he was on the ground, one of the most badass things he did wasn't the amount of people he killed, wasn't the amount of action he saw, wasn't the weapons he fired. It was the fact that at some point, while in a war zone, he found fresh eggs.
Yeah. It was that guy. He found fresh eggs and puts them in his pockets.
Exactly. And then he proceeds to continue to see combat with these fucking eggs in his pocket, making sure not to crush them. Now, I think he had maybe half a dozen eggs.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, a couple eggs.
One egg didn't make it, but that's fine. He had himself his fucking victory eggs. That is fucking brilliant.
Fucking Nazi crushed my eggs!
Yeah. How the fuck did he maneuver and see combat, jumping around, hitting the ground, firing at enemies,
dodging bullets, dodging grenades,
and only lost one egg?
Skills, bro.
Skills. That's one of the manliest fucking things I've ever heard.
Damn.
That is one of the manliest fucking things I've ever heard, because he wanted his fucking eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That is just, I can't touch that. I got nothing.
No. So give that man a seat at the council, because Jesus, eggs.
Oh man. Okay, so we got to bring it down just a notch. Who's one of your contenders?
All right. So, if I had to pick, let me see.
And then, and to give ourselves a little bit of parameters, I'm just kind of adding on. It's like, this is the person that is going to judge you and say whether or not you deserve to grow facial hair.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I can pick just about anybody that was in the military, but I'm gonna tone it down. I'm going to pick my my great grandfather.
Ooh, a personal pick.
Yes, a personal pick.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to pick my great grandfather. Not because he achieved any kind of military success. He wasn't in the military. But because of the small empire, personal empire that he built for himself. And not just that, but the name that he made for himself and for his family while he was, in Mexico. What part of Mexico, I don't know. I'm not that close to that part of my family, but I heard the stories all my childhood. Great-grandpa Victor was such a great man. All right, he owned ranches. He owned land. He owned horses. This man had hundreds of heads of cattle, and all of this he built himself.
Holy shit!
All of this he built himself. But his number one fucking pride, the thing that he wanted more than anything else, was a little corner store, so as he can sit down, chill, and just sell whatever, small goods. He built something big for his family. And not only that, he put his boys to work. The Manzo family name for a while carried weight. So when a young Manzo came to a company and said, "I'm looking for work. What's your name, son?" My name is blah 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 Manzo. Oh, you're a Manzo. You're hired. That's all it took. That's all it took.
God damn.
And who did that? Victor did.
Grandpa Victor.
Grandpa Victor did that.
Wow.
And that's all it took. Unfortunately, the generation after that was the last big, good, reliable generation, arguably, because the Manzo name kind of lost out after that.
Damn. There's
a couple of my uncles that, they went into interviews, and for a while, they said their last name, and he's reliable. They hired him, and he turned out to be a bust.
Damn, that hurts.
That did hurt. It did hurt the name a lot.
That stains it, man. That stains the family reputation.
It really did. That reputation that great-grandpa Victor built crumbled.
Damn.
But he did build something good. He did have something grand. And I respect him for that. And despite all the greatness that he had made, the land that he owned, the cattle that he traded and sold, the horses that he tamed. Yes, he did tame horses. And he wasn't a very tall man. He wasn't a very macho man. He wasn't a very strong man. But he was a man.
There was a manly man.
Exactly. He wasn't manly in that he mistreated people. He was fair. But he did have a temper. It was not a temper that he would show traditionally through yelling, through anger. He didn't show it that way. You pissed him off. He didn't show it in his face. To my understanding, he just knocked you out. There was no force in his tone. There was no
just fucking John Wayne your ass. Just
there was no anger in his eyes, but the anger was there. And that's the kind of person he was. He didn't show it. He just did it.
Damn.
And you know what? That's badass.
That is highly badass. Wow.
Yeah, and I think that had something to do with like having a poker face. And sometimes the lessons that he would teach people would just be through his actions.
Well, I mean, actions are louder than words.
Yeah. And
there's a reason that saying has held true for so many centuries.
Now, there's a couple of things I didn't agree with when it comes to great-grandpa Victor, but these are things that probably meant something more back in the day. For example, the last person that he raised was my father. My father was mostly raised by his grandfather, great-grandpa Victor. And in his old age, Great-grandpa Victor wasn't much of a fighter anymore. He walked with a cane. And one day he called over my father. He must have been, maybe 12. He called him over. His eyesight was already going. And he says, "Kneel down in front of me." And my father obediently kneels down in front of him. Great-grandpa Victor grabs his cane. Nice, solid wooden cane.
So more of a cudgel or a shillelagh.
Exactly. Lifts it over his head, and then he puts it back down. And he says to my dad, "All right, just wanted to see if you'd listen to me." Wanted to see if my dad would flinch, complain, yell. Nothing. Father didn't do anything. Mind you, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in a very different age where if I saw my dad lifting a cane at me, I would definitely flinch. Like, whoa, 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 what did I do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Same here.
yeah, that was a different generation. That is what my great-grandpa expected. He expected unquestioned loyalty.
Damn.
Unquestioned loyalty. I mean, maybe for the things that he had to do and the suffering that he went through, I understand, but
I mean, that's very Henry VII.
I think so. I think so, yeah.
That's one of my favorite personages of history. Henry VII, father to Henry VIII. Henry VII was more or less a nobody. He had some land.
Mm-hmm.
He had some wealth and he had some land. And he was a minor noble. So, in the grand scheme of history, a nobody. He didn't like that. So he gathered up what forces he could, gathered up the other nobles that were loyal to him, and decided he was going to try for the crown. Richard III had just disappeared his nephews and taken the crown.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called? The Black Night? The Black Dinner? Two young boys, the king had died, leaving these two young boys as the heir apparent. The ministers were taking care of everything. And one night, these two young boys disappeared. They're never mentioned again. Not sure if they were killed. Maybe they were in the tower. Maybe, who knows? They're just not there anymore. And now Richard III has claimed the throne. So, Richard, and some people were like, something's a little miss here. Other people were just going with it. Some people didn't care because crops need tending.
Right.
That's a matter for the nobles. I got to go feed my pigs. Don't care. But for the nobles, this is a hubbub. This is a big to-do. Where these kids were the heir apparent. So some people didn't care for Richard III. So Henry VII plays on that. We're going to correct this situation. We're going to remove this pretend king, this usurper. So Henry VII gathers up his people. They go the battle of Bosworth, I think. I want to say I'm going with it. Battle of Bosworth happens. Richard III is defeated, killed. Henry VII declares himself king, gets enough people to agree, and he is crowned king. And in fact, he actually rewrites history a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Henry VII, yeah. He actually said that the Battle of Bosworth happened like September 22nd, and that he started his reign as king actually started on September 21st. Or what you start claims his reign as king starting like 1 or 2 days before the battle where he actually killed Richard III.
Alrighty.
And that started the Tudor dynasty. And he had to work really freaking hard because a lot of the people that bet on him to defeat Richard III thought he was going to go and find the previous king's kids or something.
Mm-hmm.
Said, no. I did this for me to be king. And you're going to be loyal to me. And the man spent the rest of his freaking life as king, but always checking over his shoulder to make sure nobody was going to stab him in the back and replace him with somebody else. The guy never slept.
Damn.
I mean, it's good to be the king, but it's also a very dangerous job description.
Yeah, it is.
Because if your nobles don't like you, they will replace you.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed absolute loyalty from people. And so he would do things to people to test their loyalty sometimes. And if they weren't loyal, he would remove them. And sometimes the people needed removing.
There's a fine line, though. There's a very fine line between a person that's wants to rule and a psychopath.
You mean like Charles I?
Yes, and also like H.H. Holmes.
Okay, that guy, that's not so much a psychopath as it is a sociopath.
Yes, you're right. That guy would also test
Thin
the
line, but it's there.
He would also test the loyalty of the men that worked for him, contractors. He'd tell one guy, and he always lied. He was in fact, the man had a silver tongue, as my father would put it. So he would tell one contractor, "See that man over there? He's my brother. He's a scumbag. Why don't you accidentally drop this cinder block on his head? And, maybe I'll slide you some money your way." And for the contractors that did do some underhanded, messed up things, dropping a cinder block on another worker's head, he knew that he can rely on them. He knew that he can buy their loyalty. But then, of course,
when you're Johnny Workman, somebody slips you $1,000. Whatever, you got it, boss.
Yeah. So, and that's what he would do. That's how he would he'd choose the men to build his traps in his death castle, in his death house.
I mean, how do you keep? How do you need a secret room or something built like that? Well, you're not gonna. You can either build it yourself or hire somebody. But then the person you hired knows that room is there. So how do you keep them from talking? Dead men tell no tales.
And he probably did kill some of the contractors that build some of the more secret things. Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, the guy was a freaking murderer.
Oh, yeah.
The first, this is before they coined the term serial killer, but probably the first.
I think he gets that title, the dubious honor of being America's first serial killer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy is an absolute disgusting human being.
You've studied Sawyer Goes. Is it plausible that he is Jack the Ripper?
No. He wasn't removing people's organs and playing with their guts. No. But
hey, sometimes hobbies change.
I want to say that Jack the Ripper could have been more than one person.
I've heard that idea too.
Yeah, that's a possibility, and unfortunately, we don't have the we didn't have the forensic science that we do today back then. It is very possible that Jack the Ripper was someone that worked in upholstery. Upholstery. The same tools used to to stretch and put leather on a couch or fabric on chairs could be used to take apart whores.
He needed some special leather.
I doubt that's what he was doing. He was no Ed Gein, but Gein. I don't know.
You lost me.
So yeah, but someone that played with human flesh.
Okay.
Yes. But he.
I know they did that on American Horror Story. I didn't know if that was actually based on somebody.
That was based on reality, yes.
Oh, okay. He's got the little bowl that's made out of the top part of the head.
That was also true, yes.
Lampshade made from a boob
or
something.
Yes, also true, yes.
Okay.
I mean, he had a belt made of nipples.
And see, this is something I was telling Ricardo the other day.
By the way, psychos do not have a place in the Council of Men.
No. But this is one of the things I was telling Ricardo the other day. Because he was ranting and raving about how great the movie Centipede is.
Oh, Jesus.
He thought that was just
Talk about the human centipede?
Yes.
No. Okay.
He's like, no way. There's no way a movie better than that. And I was just like, I could think of a few.
All right. That movie had nothing but shock factor. I will admit that the shock factor behind that that made that movie is all that made that movie, right? Watch it just for the shock factor. That's it. That's it.
I can't commit that kind of time to a movie that's not going to like do something other than just shock me, because it's like
That's all the movie is. Yeah.
Because, and this is the argument I made to him, is that truth is stranger than fiction. So he's like, oh no, there's no way. It's like, yeah, there is. It's like, I could think of a number of movies. He's like, I think I threw out, either he threw out or I threw out Schindler's List.
There you go.
And I was just like, Schindler's List is way more horrifying than any. I mean, even the Hellraiser movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that Schindler's List is more horrifying than the Hellraiser movies or Centipede, because it happened.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust. The animals that you see being killed in that movie are actually being killed in that movie.
Oh, man.
Not only that, that movie was so messed up for its time that there was a court case where the director had to prove that the actors were still alive.
Really? They were that convincing?
Yes.
Holy cow.
So, yes. I mean, they can never get away with the things that they got away with in that movie.
When was
today.
that made?
I cannot remember to save my life. Let's Google it.
Okay.
But yes, the animals that died in that movie died in real life. You're watching animals get killed. So, Cannibal Holocaust. 1980. It was made in 1980. Horror adventure. 1 hour and 30 minutes. 5.8 out of 10 score from IMDb. 67% score from Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn.
There's other movies out there that never fully got made for the horrors that actually happened.
When was it made?
1980.
1980. Wow.
Yeah.
I see. When you said it's like actually showing animals being killed and something, I would have expected something, 50s. Back when there were a lot fewer rules, Hitchcock was still tying cameramen to his.
Oh, yeah. And look, 1950s, when you see someone squish a cockroach or something like that, you're seeing them actually squish a cockroach, which does not happen nowadays.
You can't crush a roach on.
You cannot kill a bug.
Why not? It's a freaking bug.
Animals have rights, including insects.
Oh my god.
Oh, Peter will get on them real quick. No, every animal that you see on screen, like there's a bunch of movies where you'll see a bunch of snakes and spiders and other creepy crawlies at the same time. When these are modern movies, they're using movie magic. They can't risk putting those same animals on the floor at the same time.
Motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Most of those are CGI, and you can tell. CGI takes, has been the safer bet when it comes to killing animals nowadays.
That's disappointing.
I know
That's
it is.
really disappointing.
Yeah. But yeah, every animal that you see gets to live a long and happy life. That was not the case for, what was that movie? Milo and Otis? The dog and the cat.
That sounds right.
I think that was it. A lot of dogs died in the making of that movie.
Really?
A lot. A lot of animals got killed in the making of that movie.
What?
Yeah. Let
That
me
was a
confirm.
kids movie, wasn't it?
It was a kids movie.
Oh my god! That is so dark and screwed up. Oh my god! I have to know this now. I have to know this. Milo and Otis.
Yes. There's apparently 5 drowned cats, 4 mauled cats, 2 cats pecked to death, and 1 cat swallowed by a snake. 3 drowned dogs, 2 mauled dogs. Oh, hang on, the list gets cut off. Yeah, lots of animals died in the making of that movie.
Oh my god! The Adventures of Milo and Otis, a kitten story. 1986 by Masanori Hada. Is that what? Am I finding the right one?
I think so. Yes. Let's see. Okay. Where was I?
Milo, an orange tabby cat, and Otis, a pug.
Yeah, 2 cats pecked to death, 1 cat swallowed by a snake, 3 drowned dogs, 2 mauled dogs, and Otis. They let Otis die by the bear, and actually
By a bear?
Yeah, yeah.
They fed a dog to a bear.
Apparently, yes.
What? Wow.
Many animals died in the making of that movie.
A family picture.
A family picture. The 1980s were crazy. Yeah, we can't get away with that nowadays.
No. No, you can't.
Like I said, even the insects, like any insect that you see that gets hurt in a movie, no, those insects are living the life. They get all the sweets, all the sugar they can eat, whatever. Those bugs live a long and happy life, courtesy of PETA.
Fuck PETA.
I know, but no, animal rights and
The only
animal rights
PETA
activists.
I can tolerate is the one that stands for people eating tasty animals.
I do.
And you know what? They are the biggest freaking hypocrites.
They are.
You can't crush a cockroach on a Hollywood soundstage, but it's okay to murder deer by the dozen. They euthanize so many freaking animals in their shelters because of overcrowding or whatnot. They kill animals by the dozens, by the hundreds. Animals that could go to whatever cause and whatever reason. You can't kill a fucking cockroach, but they can murder cats, dogs, animals, horses, deer. Yep.
By the way, fun fact: you can be a pacifist and still have a seat at the Council of Men.
Gonna go with two big ones. Gandhi?
No. I'm gonna go with Hacksaw Ridge. What was his name? Soldier. Pacifist.
Pacifist.
Yes.
York?
2 seconds.
Alvin York?
No.
I mean, that. Well, no. Hacksaw Ridge.
Desmond T. Doss.
Okay.
Desmond Doss was a pacifist. He
Okay.
refused to carry a rifle. He didn't kill anybody.
Ambulance driver?
No. He was a medic.
A medic. Okay.
He was a medic, and
Nobody touches Doc.
nobody touches Doc. And he did his absolute best to patch up as many soldiers as he could. But the manliest fucking thing he did, wasn't refusing to kill. It was the amount of people he saved on Hacksaw Ridge, under enemy fire, and at great risk to himself. He lowered, and the numbers vary, anywhere between 50 to 100 men, sacrificing his well-being, mentally, physically, getting rope burns on his hands as he lowered body after body, person after person, soldier after soldier, and a couple of enemy soldiers too.
Really?
Yes.
Damn. That's dedication to the cause.
Yes. This man refused to kill.
Holy shit.
And honestly, I respect that. Because this guy stuck to his guns, figuratively speaking.
Stuck to his commitment.
Yes. And
Wow.
a man that can do that.
That was my shoe rubbing against the squeak there.
Sure,
I'm
it
not-
was. No.
Yeah, no beans today. I had Chinese food.
Okay. Look, a huge level of respect for that man. He lived a long and happy life.
Good, as well he should.
Yes. He has much to be proud of. And honestly, if anybody who thinks that ridiculous violence is what's going to get them a seat at the Council of Men is sorely mistaken. You do not need to fight to get a seat at the Council of Men. You do need to be able to stick to your guns.
Yes, courage of your conviction,
There you go.
fortitude.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that kind of gets down to, it's like, okay, what are we setting as the criteria for how do you measure manliness?
That's a very good question. How do you measure
I mean,
manliness?
we're naming people that have done things or their overall lifestyle that one would consider manly. And I mean, jokes and memes aside, the overly manly man. But it's just, how do you measure that? And I think that that's a big step in that range. That does this person have what it takes? Fortitude, the intestinal fortitude to have the courage of your convictions. Can you make some, I am this way in life and stand to it. Such as, I am a pacifist. I will not shoot people, but I will run headlong into an active battlefield and grab wounded people and get them back there so I can try and save their lives. That is unbelievable fortitude.
I think
Incredible fortitude.
it is, yes. And you know what? That's very hard to measure. I think the best way that someone's ever put it into words is, of course, the fictional character Rocky Balboa. When he said the line,
Good old Sly.
it's
You
really
gotta
long.
love Sly. Sly's got a seat. I love Sly.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Fucking hey.
And yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about being the victim. It's not about falling to your knees and quitting. It's about getting back up and doing it again.
Yeah.
But
But what?
as Rocky said, nothing hits harder than life, and eventually life always wins.
Thank you, Hemingway.
So
That was the moral of the story of Farewell to Arms.
yeah.
Hemingway himself, a veteran of World War I, Farewell to Arms, like most of those guys, put these stories together as a composite of his experiences and guys he saw and stories he heard of the times. And that was the overall theme of A Farewell to Arms. That's what life does. It kills you.
Yes, but one of the manliest things that I've ever seen also consists of accepting a loss. When you know that this is it.
The Comedian?
No.
Watchmen?
No.
Okay, so where are you going?
There was a parachuter, and he was wearing a GoPro on his helmet. It needed to be translated because I don't know what language he was speaking. But his parachute didn't open all the way, and it got tangled. So he, of course, is terrified, and he's screaming, "No!" And when the when the ground is coming up to meet him, his last words before he hits the ground, by the way, he survived, were, "Fuck it, I'm ready. Goodbye." He accepted it. That's one of the manliest fucking things he could say. Fuck it, I'm ready. Goodbye. He
Balls!
Yeah, that guy had balls. He saw it coming. He saw death coming, and he said, "You know what? Let's do it."
Come at me, bro!
It was a fight he was going to lose, but he didn't care. Well, he did care, but he was ready for it. And he said his goodbye. He knew the camera was rolling. He was not going to go out like a fucking bitch.
Wow. God.
But he lived. He lived. That he's had enough drag to survive. He might have broken something, I'm not sure, but he survived. And the rest of the video is just him breathing, and you can tell he's thinking to himself, "I lived.
Am I here? Am I alive?
It's beautiful.
Have I broken every bone in my body?
Doesn't matter. I lived. I'm here."
Holy shit.
And he's probably gonna go skydiving again. Fuck it.
I mean, there's a saying about that, try again. Except for skydiving. Or, if first you don't succeed, try again. Except for skydiving. Maybe that's your clue. Don't fucking do that. Otherwise, you will end up like, what was his name? Arthur something or other. The guy, Robin Crusoe, Robinson Crusoe is based on. Okay, Robinson Crusoe. Crusoe. I keep adding the extra "k." Crusoe was based on a real story.
Okay.
A guy whose family told him, "Don't go to sea. It's a bad idea." But he wanted adventure. He wanted glory. He fucking went out in the ocean, shipwreck, storm, shipwrecked on an island, lost for ages, finally makes it back. Hey, I'm alive. Yeah. Goes back out to the fucking ocean again. Sure enough, ship gets attacked by pirates or something like that, shipwrecked again, taken hostage. All these things go wrong. Given up for lost, given up for dead. Years and years and years and years go by. Finally makes it home.
Wow.
I mean, he was like shipwrecked, taken hostage, negotiated all these things like 3 times, and just like, dude, stay on land.
Stay on land.
He was the real life Robinson Crusoe.
That checks out. You know what? I'd grant him a seat at the Council of Men.
I mean, there's times when nature gives you a hint, and sometimes you should listen.
Hang on a second. There was a teetoter pirate. I cannot remember his name. You don't have to necessarily be a good guy to earn a seat at the Council of Men.
You are a bad guy, but not a bad guy.
Yes. A sophisticated gentleman was kidnapped by pirates. And he was considered a teetoter. He didn't drink alcohol. He read the Bible daily. He was educated. He knew how to do numbers, and that's why he was kidnapped. They needed someone to do their books and to navigate. Yes.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
If you're a pirate, that's what you needed the thing, so you just go and get it.
Yeah. So, of course, you know what pirates do.
Raid ships, take stuff.
Exactly. And kill people. Well, the captain was killed.
Well, crap.
Yes. He was killed by 2 men that were after him. They were, I guess, the law back then. So they killed a bad man, and now the ship was without a captain. So the crew, thinking that this teetoter would die quickly, gave him the responsibility. You're the captain now. And they made a mistake. Because he didn't die quickly. In fact, he was really good at it. Too good at it.
Too good.
He was too good at it. This man not only had a spine, which they should have noticed when this guy wasn't afraid of them, he ruled with a fair but iron fist. His first mission? To kill the men that killed the previous captain.
Well, of course.
This was this guy would bust into rooms and see the enemy there and immediately demand from his men, why are they still alive? Okay. In fact, his flag was him standing on 2 skulls.
Nice.
And those were the 2 men that killed the first captain. Yes.
Damn.
That was his flag.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know that one.
I can't remember his name, and I don't know how to properly Google to find him, but...
Future me, find this!
Yes.
We must have it! Put it here.
That man was manly as hell. He didn't drink alcohol. He didn't like getting into fights. And he was very fair. He restructured everything, and he demanded that there'd be religious service every Sunday. Or was it Saturday? Can't remember. So yeah,
there would be a Sabbath observed.
Yes, there would be a Sabbath observed on this ship. And that's what he did.
Damn.
That's what he did.
That's another trait of proper manhood, is that firm but fair.
Firm but fair, yes.
You have to be able to, and that's something Jordan Peterson talks about. And I would say that he is definitely a very, in his own way, he's an academic, so he's kind of noodly look. He's very thin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The psychologist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's something he says. He said in his books, Rules for Life and things like that, and his various speeches, he has said over and over again, it is no virtue to be weak. It is not a virtue to be weak and helpless. You see a lot of these freaking cuckold betas that think that they're so virtuous because they're noodles. And they cower to everything someone says, and they think that that's the proper way to be. No. I'll do my Peterson. No, wrong, bucko. You should be a monster. You should be a monster that is capable of destruction and violence. But you should also be able to contain your monster. It takes no virtue to be weak, but it takes tremendous virtue to be capable of destruction and not do it. That takes self-control.
Simplified in a line that I once heard. You are peaceful only if you are capable of great violence and destruction. Otherwise, you're just harmless.
That's right. There's a difference between peaceful and harmless.
Exactly.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
Well said. Who was it?
I do not remember. That's a really good line, though.
That's fucking fantastic. That's like Sun Tzu right there.
That's really good stuff. Who the fuck said that? Gee, that's a good line.
Future me, do this.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
It lives rent-free in my head. That's a damn good line.
God damn. I mean, at least I know who said, coming back to Hemingway there, life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
Yes. Princess Bride.
Yes. Carrie Hughes as the Dread Pirates Roberts.
What a fantastic movie. I love that.
God damn. And he was fucking right. He's
Yes,
right.
he was.
God damn it. I like listening to all these people. This isn't fair. Why should my life be this? Why do I gotta do that? It's not fair. Yada, yada. Nobody ever fucking promised you life would be fair.
Look, life is 90% stuff that happens to you, 10% how you react. Or is it the other way around?
I was going to say typical Pareto distribution, 80-20.
80-20?
Stuff is going to happen, but the Pareto distribution is that 80% of the outcome will be determined by 20% of the effort. You've got a workforce of people. You've got 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
80% of the work is being done by 20 of them. The rest are just kind of there.
Gotcha.
And, you find 100 people and you measure their given skill at, their ability to take a water bottle, flick it on the table, and have it land straight up. And, if each person does that 5 times, 20% of them will be the best at it. And we'll be able to get all 5, bam. And so I was going to say that 80% of your outcome in life is how you handle stuff. Stuff is going to happen to you. Your car will get broken into.
Mm-hmm.
You will get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff will get stolen.
All the time.
It's going to freaking rain.
Yep.
Because weather happens.
Yeah.
Even if you live in the goddamn desert, weather happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Shit's going to happen in your life. It's always going to go wrong. At some way, somehow, something is going to go wrong. Your attitude about it determines everything. One of the worst goddamn days of my life was my first week in CIS. I think I've told you this story.
I think I've heard it. Refresh me.
For the record, for the internet, one of the worst goddamn days of my life. I was starting... This is like my first actual assignment. It was like my 3rd day on the goddamn job.
Oh, okay.
Yes. 3rd, maybe 4th day in the company. I had been assigned to the then Del Monte Peach Cannery in Kingsburg.
I've never done that site.
It's not there anymore.
Oh.
That was the last year they moved the facility to another town.
Okay.
They got tired of arguing with the labor union. Or at least that's the story I was told. Asterisk abound. That's the rumor somebody told the security guard, okay? So make of it what you will. And besides, that was 10 years ago. Doesn't matter. And so Fresno to Kingsburg. Right. It's not far. It's not going to take me long. I'm dead fucking broke.
I've been there.
Okay, I had just left the tire store because I was only making part-time wages there, and I was still doing my flyer routes, putting coupons on doors.
Right.
I had left that job because I had to tell the guy, love you, but I can't afford to work for you because he wasn't paying me. He still owed me like almost $3,000 when I left that job. I never saw it.
Wow.
I could not afford to work for this guy because he was paying me in IOUs.
No.
My bills, yeah, no. He was paying. Those IOUs are non-transferable. I couldn't give them to my landlord. Turns out they don't take those.
Of course not.
Neither does PG&E or the grocery store.
Nope.
No. So I've got like just enough gas in my car and cash in my pocket to get to Kingsburg, and then on the way home, put just enough cash in my pocket, in the gas tank of my car to get home. So I leave. It's like Kingsburg's like, I don't know, what is that, 20 minutes?
Give or take.
Yeah. I leave. In my mind, it should only take 25 minutes to get there, we'll say. I leave 30 minutes before my shift. Traffic.
Of course.
I didn't realize there was construction on the 99. Because of course there is. Not only was there construction, there was 2 zones of construction.
Shit.
So now I'm late.
Damn.
My car is also riding on very little fuel.
Fumes.
Pretty much. Luckily, I know this car, and I've had it forever. I know she can go really goddamn far on fumes if I drive her carefully. She can get 30 miles a gallon. When I drive her carefully, empty backseat, empty trunk, and keep my foot off the gas, she will get 30 miles a gallon. So, trying for that. So there's 2 zones of construction on the 99, so I'm already late. I'm not really sure where I'm going. I don't have GPS on my phone. So, of course, I missed my exit. Now I'm lost. When I started to hit, I think, the Swedish Village, I realized I've gone too far. I need to get off the freeway, get back on, and come back up the other way. And I'm just like, I'm late. Now, I was using a phone, a flip phone.
I remember those.
Yep. And I did not have a phone courier.
Oh, no.
I bought prepaid cards.
Gotcha.
I had just enough on this prepaid card to last me till, I don't know, payday or whatever. I used it up. I ended up using it up. Why? Because I was calling in, I'm late and I'm lost. Where are you? I just passed a billboard that said 1 mile to this.
Can we pause for a second?
Sure.
Okay. Restroom break.
Oh, restroom break. Yeah.
We will now have a short intermission.
Yeah. Hit me. Hit me.
Say when.
7:30. Thank you, Madeline Kahn.
All right. Hang on. Let's see how this reacts.
Cheers.
Ooh. Ooh, that burns.
Now, see, I respect people that don't drink at all, but if you're gonna drink, you should be able to do a shot without going the.
Well.
I mean, as long as you're not drinking like some turpentine cheap ass crap.
Ooh, that helps. Oh, that does help.
Oh, cool. I also got you some lozenges.
It burns when it comes into contact with it, but
Oh, the burning means it's working.
oh, it's a good pain. It's a good pain.
Embrace the pain. Pain is weakness leaving.
The body.
Oh God, I thought of a great idiom the other day. I'm coining this. I'm copywriting this. That I was talking with one of the guys, and he said I made his brain hurt. And I said, "Good, that's good. Your brain should be hurting." And here's why.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, Beth was teasing me about that. But
Are we recording there?
yes, we are.
Okay, we better be.
Blinky red light means recording.
Okay, blinky red light. Hi, blinky red light.
Blinky red light. Hi, peoples.
Okay.
Okay, so if your brain hurts, that's a good thing, because your brain, how did I put it? Pain. What is it? What was it? If your brain is hurting, it's good because pain is weakness leaving your body, and ignorance is a form of weakness, and pain is weakness leaving the body.
Well, the Marine Corps already says pain is weakness leaving the body.
Yeah, and I adapted and modified that.
There you go.
I was trying to remember where I first saw the half of that, and it's like, okay, that was a bumper sticker on a guy on a Marine's Jeep.
What was I going to say? Oh, geez. I lost my... Oh, here we go.
Pink elephants?
Pink elephants. All right.
Okay, so you got something or want me to finish my story?
All right. Ignorance.
Okay. Ignorance is not bliss.
Ignorance is not bliss.
And what you don't know can kill you.
Yes, absolutely. But men do not become ignorance. Okay? I know that there's situations and times where ignorance can be weaponized and used as a tool, but the blatant abuse of ignorance or pretending to be ignorant in all situations, no, you give up your seat at the Council of Men.
Okay. After I finish my worst night, we're going to go into that.
We'll get back into that.
We're going to earmark that
Yes.
because I want to go into that.
Yes, we will.
Okay. So, and I forgot to mention at the beginning of the story that my shift started, I believe it was 10 o'clock at night. Graveyard shift security, of course.
And of course, you're lost.
I'm lost. It's now, I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably close to 11 o'clock at night. And my car runs out of gas.
Shit.
Yep. So what do? I, of course, start to wean my way over to the side of the road, like you should. Your car's out of gas. You got to pull over. Okay, you're done. I ran over something.
Uh-oh.
Oh crud! What was that? I don't know. Well, I'm out of gas. It's like, and then I realized as my car is sitting there,
Oh no.
right rear tire is now flat.
Shit.
Yep. So of course, throw on the hazards, break out the stuff, go change my spare tire because I'm a man. I don't need AAA. I know how to use a freaking tire iron and a scissor jack.
There you go.
I hate scissor jacks.
They are dangerous as well.
They are deadly, but they're good enough to change a spare tire, and that's it. I will not use them for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate those things.
Dangerous.
The only nice thing is that they're compact. They will fit in my trunk, not take a lot of space, not add a lot of weight. They're compact. Other than that, they're absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull out the stuff, change out my spare. Okay, flat tire's taken care of. Gas. Off in the distance, I see a light. I know that light, it's a gas station.
All right.
Start pushing the car.
There you go.
Stick it in neutral. Benefits of having a manual. I can easily stick it in neutral. I flick the hazards on so I don't get crashed into. Start pushing my car. I phone in one more time. Hey, it's me. I'm past a billboard that said 1 mile south to something or other, and I can see in the distance some lights that it's a 76 station,
That's the end of it.
and that's the end of it. I'm out of minutes. It's a prepaid phone. You had to go to Walmart or whatever, buy a card, enter the 16-digit PIN number and all that, and put more time on your phone. So I am now lost, out of gas. I've popped a tire but put the spare on. And now the battery on my car is about to go flat because I'm running the flashers. Tick, 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 as I'm pushing it down the shoulder.
Damn.
Yeah. So those, I realize that's getting dim, so I turned those off, and I've just got a flashlight in my hand hanging onto the door as I'm pushing my car down the goddamned road. Trying to get close, as I could see the gas station off in the distance. So that's my ray of light, is that gas station. You know what? Through it all, not so bad. One of the patrol drivers who I remained on very friendly terms through the rest of my employment there the next 4 years. He kind of pieced together the clues. I just passed this billboard, and I think I'm about a mile south of blah, blah, blah. And I just, this off-ramp. He pieced together the clues. He kind of knew that stretch of 99. He was able to find me.
Nice.
Yes. Found me. We left my car there. I got there, used somebody else's phone to call Beth, finished my shift, and was able, finally relieved the poor guy who's been standing there waiting for me to relieve him. The extra hour and a half that all of this debacle went. He's just like, I'm sorry, dude. He's like, dude, I know. I kind of heard what is happening. It sucks, man. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm sorry. That's all I can say is I'm sorry. From that point on, I started showing up on time. I felt really bad for this guy. I ruined his evening. My evening wasn't so bad, though, because I was able to get rescued, and I was able to get to the shift, finish the shift. Beth came, picked me up in her car, the Dodge. We went down to the gas station, found a gas station, bought a jerry can, put some gas in it, got in my car, drove it home.
Nice.
And through it all, even before I got picked up and all that, there was one good thing.
What's that?
Well, one, I ran over that thing. Okay, I had a spare.
You did.
I did. Car's out of gas. I could push it to the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
It's only about couldn't be more than a half mile. Could not be more. Maybe quarter mile. It's within my visual range. Half mile, tops. At least a quarter.
Yeah.
My car only weighs 2,000 pounds. I can push it that far. And the battery's a little low? Fine. It's a manual. I can push start this. I have push started it on flat ground. Not a problem. And it's not raining. A little PMA, man. It wasn't raining.
Yeah. Look, a lot of this is... a lot of being a man is finding yourself in a bad situation, getting back up, dusting yourself off, and addressing the problem. Or problems. One problem at a time. Look...
And this is why I say the best art reflects a truth of life.
Yeah.
The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Jack Sparrow, but he was right.
He was right. Yes, he was. Great character, by the way. Definitely found himself a seat at the Council
Jack
of Men.
Sparrow. I don't know about Johnny Depp, but Jack Sparrow.
You know what? I will speak on Johnny Depp.
He's complex.
He's complex, but the situation with Amber Heard. Look.
He likes him crazy?
He found himself in a very shit situation.
Figuratively and literally.
Yes, quite literally. But the fact that she tried to weaponize the fact that she was a woman, and that she was the victim. First off, absolutely disgusting. Completely disgusting. It's just working off of the idea, and this antiquated idea, mind you, that women are weak. That women are the victims. No, Johnny Depp was the victim. Period.
I don't know. I didn't pay close enough attention. Celebrities, celebrities and their first world problems.
Oh yeah, no, I've actually followed this very closely because I actually like Johnny Depp. And look, when someone that I like is being blamed for something, I want all the facts and I want to see whether or not it's true. Because
True. Fair enough,
some of my heroes have failed me. And that is a painful thing that I have to...
It is.
Yeah, that I have to brush off. And Johnny Depp, although not really a hero, a
notable personage.
Yeah.
A likable person who's done amazing things. I mean...
And he has his flaws. I get it. He's not perfect.
No, he's a little batty.
Definitely. But I like the guy. He was the victim this time around. But he never, ever played up being the victim.
I didn't whine about it. He just saw it through.
He saw it through.
Yeah.
He never looked her in the eye again. Not out of shame, but because she didn't deserve to look into his eyes again. Respect.
I will respect that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, we wanted to revisit weaponizing ignorance.
Okay.
All right.
So what is weaponizing ignorance? Especially now you're saying that it is not okay for a person to be ignorant of things, of all things, or just in general, or...
All right. So, weaponizing ignorance.
Give me some deets. Drop the deets.
All right. I see this all the time, especially while working security.
You see a lot of crazy
I see a lot of crazy crap, but
during security.
but when
Try
you see
driving Lyft
someone,
sometime.
when you see someone that is weaponizing ignorance, straight up just saying, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to come in here. You broke the door. That's breaking and entering. I didn't see a sign, so I just thought it's okay. No, you know damn straight it's not okay. All right? You lose points for that. You are not that stupid. Now, the right time and place to weaponize ignorance. Let's say, okay, true story. A woman is being harassed by these three men. Clearly, they're going to do something nefarious, whether it's rob her, rape her, or both.
Okay, so scumbags are looking to do some scumbaggery.
Exactly. A man who cannot stand up to all three men steps in and pretends to be lost. Excuse me, gentlemen, can you help me find 123 Fake Street? I'm not from here. Can you help me? And he distracts them long enough for her to fuck off. Right?
Nice! Chivalry!
Chivalry!
God bless it!
All right, that is a perfect example of weaponizing ignorance.
Feigned ignorance, though. That's
Exactly.
feigned ignorance.
It's feigned ignorance, yes. And Nani?
Voss. The circuit breaker went again.